Okay. Let's see. Audio input. Okay, maybe you can hear audio now. I'm trying. Let me know. Oh, you hear me. Thank goodness. Okay. I think I'm back in OBS Connection Studio successful. It sounds like it's working. Give me like a thumbs up or something if you can actually see me. You can't see me. Well, let's see here. Let's take this one out. Yes, just audio. Well, this is not what I want. I need a tech person. How do I do this? Auto stop, start recording. Screen's frozen. Okay. Tell you what, girls, I think I may what are my settings? Recording, audio, video. Can anybody see me now? Oh, ha! Yay! I don't know what I did. Okay. I'm really sorry about that. Please forgive me. So, we're just going to continue and we're going to pretend like that didn't happen because I'm a really good quilter. I'm a really terrible audio person. What? No, it was a program. I don't know what was happening. Okay, well, I'm still live right now. Okay. Hi, that's my husband. He heard my cries for for help. So, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to continue with where I left off. I don't know if I'm not sure what part of that you got last and what part you did not get. But Jackie, thank you for reassuring me that perhaps it wasn't just me. I have a feeling it's probably just me. My husband said our internet might have had like a hiccup or something, but it's all good. Do you know how much nerves that like sets into your body? Okay, whew, we're good. Take a deep breath. So I'm just going to pick up where I left off was kind of like the things that I wanted to talk about in my book and the things that I wanted to highlight while I was writing my book is I wanted to highlight finding joy in the process of quilting. You know, so often we focus so much on the finished quilt that we forget to enjoy the journey of making it. You know, you feel like you're not quilting fast enough. You're not doing everything you should do. You should have done this better, you know. In a lot of my quilting and my videos and stuff, I really encourage you to embrace the imperfections of quilting. I want you to enjoy the process of quilting. Maybe even learn to love that seam ripper of yours for the lessons that it's teaching you in patience. Maybe not. That could be a yes or no thing. I don't know. But remember that every quilt you make is a reflection of you. And if you go like from the last quilt that you made back to the first quilt that you made, you will see progress. So remember to take those pictures too. I know I mentioned that a lot. Oh, Mary, hopefully my screen is going to be okay because I'm not really sure what else I can do on my end. But your creativity, your passion, and your heart is there in every single stitch that you make with your quilts. So let's pause from talking about the book, and I want to see if I can get some more feedback from you, and maybe my video issues will work. Please keep this chat active so that I know what is actually happening. I would love to hear your thoughts and what resonates with you in the book, what resonates with the things that I just talked about. Let's totally forget that the tech issues happens, okay? And I want to hear what your takeaways were from the book. You know, what is one thing that you've taken, one small step that you've taken recently that made a big difference in your quilting journey or in your life? Just drop it in the chat. I'm gonna do my best to keep an eye on the comments and keep my fingers and toes crossed that the technology is working from here. So let's see. Go ahead, drop it in the chat. Let me take a second to get a drink of water, and I'll wait for your comments to come through. Hopefully a few people stuck it out with me during the tech crisis, and now I'm back. I'm doing okay. Oh, Cindy says, giving myself grace. Whatever you're giving yourself, you probably deserve at least double that. Okay, Cindy, it's that was kind of on my to-do list of things last year, was just to give myself grace. And one thing that I really try to make myself aware of is like, would I hold anybody else to these standards, whether it be quilting or like volunteering or, you know, different work items? Like, if this were my best friend and she was this upset over things, like, what would I tell her? That is, grace is a really big, important thing, you know? And I'm glad that you've started that, Cindy. That makes a big difference. And it takes some time to get used to that, because we're used to, you know, just as women, and we're creatives, and so we want to be a little bit perfectionist, and we want to be over the top, and we want to be fun and amazing and creative and busy and productive, and that can be a tall order to follow out. So let's see. Barbara S says your book is a breath of fresh air and encouragement. Thank you. Melanie says, I no longer listen to naysayers and negative people. Amen, sister. I don't create art for other people. I mean, I create it to give other people who are worthy of the art that I create. But like, I create because it makes me happy. I want to create beautiful things in the world. And I've come to realize that like, other people's opinions are just that. They're just opinions. And it's just something that like, I don't think you can like really learn it in any particular way. It's just once you understand it, that's when it really settles in. And let's see, Jackie says, you're my quilting fix since my quilting supplies are all packed up. Oh no. I don't know if you're moving or something, Jackie, but I hope that you get your quilting supplies back soon, because I've had those seasons, and yeah, you have to kind of live vicariously through somebody else and watch their productivity and the things that they're making, and just kind of pretend like you're, you know, looking over the shoulder and you're there for the ride, right? So thank you for that. And Mary, I'm glad that you're able to see things now. That's awesome. So, you know, I wrote this book for you, you know, the busy quilters out there who are juggling a million things, for the creative soul who sometimes feels stuck or overwhelmed, for the dreamer who wants to carve out more time for the things that like really light them up. And I really hope that this book comes across as like a conversation with a good friend, because that's exactly what I want it to be, and kind of what I strive to communicate with you. So, let's move on to one of my favorite parts of lives when things are going all right, and that is the Q&A session. So this is a chance to ask me about anything. It could be Quilt, Create, Thrive. It could be my quilting journey, or even like tips or things that you want to know on your own creative projects. Tell me what you're working on. You know, drop your questions in the chat, and I will answer as many as I can. You know, things are good. I want to chat with you. I want to slow down, and I really want to enjoy this little celebration with you. And there are still some prizes coming up after we do the little Q&A session here. So go ahead and drop those in the chat, and I'll look over here and read some of those. The chat is slightly delayed for me, so just keep that in mind when we're looking at this. Oh, Tina says she signed up for the Quilting Summit. That's a really good reminder. I should have it over on my community page. There is a link that you can sign up to Quilted with an exclamation part summit. And it is a really fun event that I am very lucky to be a part of. And I've been asked to teach a class in the Quilting Summit or Quilted Summit, and then I have also been asked to host one of the live like get together nights. Now, if you're not familiar with that, I'm gonna do a quick rundown on that, and it's basically if you want a quilting retreat of your very own and you don't want to leave your house, this is it, man. It's 2 days of videos from what are they up to? I think it's like 20 different artists now, quilters rather. So there's some fiber arts in there. There's some ones that are doing like technical skills. There's some creativity things in there. Mine in particular is about how you can like really amplify the mistakes in your quilts and like kind of make up for them, and how it gives your piece character. But it is completely free to sign up. So after we get off this call, and I'll see if I can remember to tell you that in a minute too, after we get off this call, remind you about it, go sign up for it. It's free. Now, it is 2 days of live, or 2 days of videos. So if you can't make those videos, and it's on February 4th and 5th, I believe, if you can't make all of those videos, you do have access to those videos, but you have to sign up prior to the event happening. So even if you want to get on there and just watch my video, which I would love that, but there's lots of other really talented people in there that will be at that summit. So go ahead and go sign up for it. It's in my community page. But yes, make sure and sign up for that because it's so amazing. And I'm really glad. Let's see. Tina, I'm really glad that you signed up for it because you're going to love it. It's going to be amazing. There are prizes that will be given at that summit too. So, I mean, I love prizes. I love anything that turns it into a party. So, thank you so Mary for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps, and I love meeting new quilters. So thank you so Mary. Yes, I've got some other people who are saying, yes, I signed up for the summit too. I'm going to come in here and back up to a couple questions here. Let's see. Amanda asks, how did you become confident enough to create and brand yourself? I make 3D prints for sewing, and I sew, and people tell me to sell, but I'm not that brave. Amanda, that's a really good question. And I can tell you, I have a little bit of I don't know if you call it like an edge or something, but my background is in marketing. And that's what I originally set out to do with my life. I went to school for communication design. And so I've always had artists. I've always had like a background in design and whatnot. But I really, really got like my heart is in like the studio arts, like the painting, the sculpting, the messiness of it all. And I did freelance design for a while, so I kind of have that background in like design for the branding part of it. But brands evolve over time too, so it's it's just something you kind of have to like, you got to get enough confidence in yourself to just go and do it and see what happens. You got to get to the point where you're like, well, if I fail, at least I'll know, right? But if I succeed, how amazing would that be? And that's kind of like an attitude adjustment that you have to take into it. But if you have any questions, I am an open book. I don't mind sharing, like how I've got to where I am and what I've done. It's taken a lot of time and effort and a lot of Googling, but also making connections with other people who do what you want to do. The creative industry is really a good industry, and we're very open with things. So yeah, find somebody else that does what you do too. Let's see. Diana said, I'm excited to work from home with my stuff and not packing up to work elsewhere. Yay, carving out time to make myself sew is a weekly challenge. Ugh, it really is. And like, that comes back to like not seeing yourself as worthy of only the leftovers of your time, right? Like, you are worthy of the good stuff too. Yeah. Um, Cindy said, considering sending a project to me or to you for quilting, the idea of shipping it is a bit intimidating. Would love any tips, suggestions, UPS, USPS, best way to package it, etc. Yes. Yes. Okay, I could do this question for you, Cindy. I have a guide on my website that you can download that has like a packing guide and stuff, but you know what? I get lots of quilts by mail, and there's a couple things that you can do to like put the extra added safety measure on it. One is, pack it where it's not going to get wet. I've had people pack it in like the bags that you like get comforters in or whatever, or you get like sheets in, those kind of clear packaging ones. I've had people pack them in like garbage bags as well, which sounds terrible, but you know what? If it's not going to get wet, it's not going to get wet. And USPS is who I ship my quilts back through, and it works really well. Okay, you can track it, definitely have a tracking number on there, and then you can even add like the the Apple AirTags, or like, what's the other one? The one that I use all the time because I don't have Apple. Tiles. You can add those in there. Those really aren't expensive on Amazon, and just add that inside your box, like clip it to a note or something like that, and I will ship it back with your quilt. But you can see on your phone, on the app, where that tile is at any time, and it just kind of gives you some confidence of like, I recently shipped a package to a friend in South Carolina, and for whatever reason, the last time it was scanned, it was in Anchorage, Alaska. So yeah, do the math there and figure out how Texas and South Carolina and Alaska, her package went on a journey to get to her. But, if you don't have a tile or anything in there, I can't know where that package is until it's scanned in, right? But if you do have those tracking numbers, it does give you a little bit more confidence. The insurance on the packages is a good idea too, but I wouldn't like spend a crazy amount of money on it. If you want to ship it faster and you want to pay a little bit more money, you can do UPS. Margaret is asking the like deep questions today. What is the favorite thing that I have ever made? And ma'am, really? that's a hard one. Oh gosh. I made a quilt that was mostly Allison Glass fabrics. That was the houses that are on the hill in San Francisco. The ones that are like this, and the houses all go straight up like Full House TV show. And I can't remember the name of that quilt right now, but I think that's probably one of my favorite ones because I gave each and every single one of those houses, not only were they with Allison Glass fabrics, and so they were beautiful and gorgeous and pretty in and of themselves, but I gave each house an individual personality. So like I decorated it with ribbon and like different pieces of lace, and then after it was all quilted and everything, I even quilted each of those houses differently on the long arm too. So after it was all quilted, I went in and I added like buttons for windows and doorknobs and like all of these fun things, and it was just like adult play pretend, right? Like getting to I don't know, just getting to play pretend and see like, oh, this person, this is definitely the diva on the street, she's got like the blingy doorknob and everything. But so yeah, that's some fun ones. I will answer some more questions at the end, but I know that I told you I'd be respectful of your time, and I definitely still have some things to give away. So let me take a quick drink here. So if you still have some things that you want to ask me, whether it be about the book or anything else, first of all, you can always comment after my videos, and I will respond back to those. Sometimes I get a little bit behind. Sorry. But then yeah, I will answer some more questions after this is all over with too. So let's see, one more thing. Let's see. Do we have some more? I'm trying to get to. Let's see. Let me look at my notes real quick. Let's see. I know. I'm trying to get to my notes here. Sorry. I want to make sure I get to everything on here. Um, Thank you for asking the the questions and stuff. I appreciate you being engaged in this because it makes it more of a celebration between us, and yeah, I'm celebrating you just as much as I'm celebrating actually having finished a book, right? It's and this is something that I want to live on for a long time. So a quick favor, if you're enjoying this video, can you hit the like button? I hate sounding like an absolute influencer here, but hit the like button and you'll keep sharing your thoughts in the chat, whatever thought comes to mind, whatever question comes to mind. You contributing energy to this makes it so much more fun of a party. And yeah, Margaret, I'll see if I can post a picture of that. It's like sister something or other is what that pattern is. I can't remember, but I'll post a picture of it later on in today in the community on YouTube so that you can see it, because it was a fun one. It's yes, definitely. Please hit that like. I appreciate that, Cindy, because I don't like sounding like a influencer, but you know what? You got to play the game sometimes. So I love hearing what's on your mind. So right now we are going to move into something, excuse me, exciting. Next, we're going to move into some giveaways, which I love parties. So tell me over in the chat who's ready to win some fun prizes, and I'm going to go over kind of like how the giveaways will work on here. Okay, so how it's going to work is I'm going to ask a few trivia questions related to quilting and or Quilt, Create, Thrive, and the first person to answer correctly in the chat wins. So I'll also be randomly selecting a couple of winners from everyone who is active in the chat. So the more you participate, the better your chances are of winning. Okay, so keep this going. I will also write down the winner names here, so bear with me if you're one of the winners. So kind of bear with me while I'm writing, rather. If you're one of the winners, you can email me after the party, and I'll get back to you with details on how to claim your prize, okay? And also keep in mind that my chat is a little bit delayed. So if you're putting an answer in there and it's not quite, I'm not quite there yet, that's why. It's just a little bit delayed. That's how it works on YouTube. So, yes, we love prizes. Love prizes. Ready? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here are the prizes that I'm going to be giving away today. And you'll be able to choose which one of these prizes that you want to win. Okay, so I still have a few signed copies of Quilt, Create, Thrive. And some lucky winners are going to be able to have that. And I do the signed copies are with part of like a party package, which some of you may have already ordered your party packages and hopefully got those in the mail prior to this call. Did anybody get their party packages in the mail prior to this call? I would love to know like what your thoughts are on that, because my daughter and I had a really fun time putting those together, and I tried to make it extra special, but I have a couple more of those party packages that I can send out. I also have, for the prizes today, I have a few fun fabric themed grab bags that every quilter is going to love. It's part of my own stash and some things that I have purchased specifically as a prize for tonight, or today's call rather. And Oh, yes, it's coming in. Yes, we got the party packages in the mail. Awesome. I was trying so hard to get those out as fast as I could. And then the other prize that I have is I have a few Amazon gift cards to give away because I can pretty much guarantee now, I can't read your mind, but I can pretty much guarantee that there is not one person in this chat that can tell me that there isn't like something on your wish list that you've been waiting for the right moment to hit add to cart, right? So I have some Amazon gift cards to give away too because that always is wonderful. So let's kick things off with some trivia. Remember, the first one to answer correctly is the one that is going to win, and I'm going to call out your name. So if I call out your name, make sure you get in touch with me after the call. And I'm just gonna have to use my phone because I forgot my sticky notes. So yeah, I will write down your name and then get in touch with me after so you can get your prize. Okay? So, are you ready? Are you ready? Diana, it's using my affiliate links. Yes. Oh, I love that, Diana. Yes, you're amazing. And thank you, James. I appreciate that you love my channel. Sharon, I'll check your tracking number after this. If you send me an email, we can check the tracking number and see where it's at. Because I did have a few places that seem to be a little bit far for mailing. So, okay, here we go. Hey, Vicky's on. Hi, sweet girl. It's good to see some really familiar faces in the chat. I love it. So, okay, here's trivia. Vicky, you're just in time for trivia. All right. First person that writes the correct answer down. Now, keep writing your answer down. It has to be the correct answer, okay? So type really fast. Here's your first question. Type in the chat. And the first question is, we're going to start off easy, okay? What is my favorite color? I'm going to wait for the chat to come through. What's my favorite color? This one should be easy. Oh, Vernetta. Vernetta was the first one that said pink. I love this. Pink, 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 pink. Vernetta is the first one that I saw in the chat that said pink. So awesome. You know what? I really consider it like I did a good thing when everybody knows my favorite color, right? That's an accomplishment. Yes, I'm kind of obsessed with pink. I love all the colors actually, but yeah, so Vernetta was the first one. All right, the second question is, which U.S. state is known as the quilting capital of the world? The quilting capital of the world. Which U.S. state rather is known as the quilting capital of the world? I'm not seeing the right answer yet. It's not Texas. It's not Missouri. Keep thinking. Keep thinking. Go back further in time. Oh, Catherine got it right. It is. It's Kentucky. Catherine Burton, you got it right. Yes, it's Kentucky. Specifically, Paducah. Yeah, you have to go back in time a little bit. It's not like modern. There's quilt cities of the world, but you got to go back a little bit further. So let me write your name down real quick. Okay, let's do this again. What is the name of the largest quilting festival held annually in Houston, Texas? Try not to do too hard of questions for y'all, but still do some fun trivia here. So, what is the name of the largest quilting festival in Houston, Texas? Not QuiltCon, Quilt Fest. Diana Davis got it. It is Quilt Fest, or the International Quilt Festival. But that's hard. I would say Quilt Fest. Quilt Festival is right. So Diana Davis is the first one to get it right. QuiltCon, you guys, you got to know the difference between this, okay? Because they're very, very different. Quilt Festival is like more traditional things, and QuiltCon is presented by the Modern Quilt Guild. So very different things, but very modern. So, yes. And plug here, if you have an opportunity to go to either, please go. They're so amazing. Okay, another question here. Let me type in Diana's name so I remember. Okay, another question is, I think I have two or three questions left. So, what ancient civilization? We're gonna do some history now, like history study here. What ancient civilization is believed to have made the first quilt garments? Ancient civilization is believed to have made the very first quilt garments. This is fun because this is not something that is talked about too much. So, Cindy. Well, that was y'all. Cindy was the first one to get it. To answer, and she got it right. So it's actually the ancient Egyptians. Man, I thought that was gonna stump you. I thought that, like, you know a lot about like modern quilting, not in like today's times, but like modern is in like the last 100 years or so. But wow, yes, way to go, Cindy. Ancient Egypt is the first known record of quilted garments. Yes, awesome. Okay, I think I have a couple more questions here, so let's do this. What is the name of the exclusive group that I host for quilters? What's the name of the exclusive group that I host for quilters? This one's fun. I love that y'all were all guessing on that. Yes. Cindy, you can't win twice. I suppose you could. I don't know. Vicky got it right first. Actually, Barbara, you spelled it wrong, so I'm going to have to give it to Vicky. So, yes, it's the Stitch Sisters Inner Circle is my private group for quilters. It's a membership that is a whole lot of fun. And, yeah, Stitch Sisters is it. So Vicky won that one. Let me remember, because I got to remember this, otherwise I will forget, and I want to make sure that y'all don't forget to contact me after this. So, let's do this. I know, some of y'all are like typing really fast, and you are on point for all of these questions. I thought I might stump you with the history one, but that cracks me up. So let's do one last trivia question. In Quilt Create Thrive, what is one of the key strategies that I recommend for making time to quilt, even if it's during a busy season? Let's see who's done their homework. What is one of the strategies that I recommend for making time to quilt, even during a busy season? Try to keep an eye on the chat. A schedule. Yes, be a little bit more specific, Valerie. Valerie said schedule, making an appointment with yourself. Barb, that's it. Yeah. Making an appointment with yourself, scheduling it on the calendar. Okay, Amanda said, tell them kids to go away. I love you. I love you so much. That cracked me up. that helps too. It's scheduling your quilting time on your calendar, like an appointment or a date with yourself. Yes. Oh, that was hilarious. So let's see. Barb Scott, you got that one right. Okay, I'm gonna have to. All right, Amanda, that'll be in my next book. Okay, I didn't make it in this book, but that will be in my next one. And Vicky said Uber food is correct too. Yeah, don't cook, just order out. It's all good. Don't do your chores, close the door. All of those things are wonderful, but the biggest thing is, schedule that appointment, because if you don't schedule it, it's not going to happen. You can't just wait for free time, all right? And yes, a timer works too. So especially if you're like, I can give 20 minutes to this. There's nothing pressing around me that I can't give 20 minutes to this. Set a timer for 20 minutes and then go. I appreciate that, Barbara. I appreciate that that reminder there, because yeah, it does. It works. And okay, I have one more that is just for fun, and I want to hear what your answers are. This is kind of like a research question that I want to do, that I want to see how you responded to, because I read a I read a study, and the answers were quite surprising. So I want to kind of do my own study here, and I want to know, how long does it take for the average quilter to finish a project? What do you think the typical answers were? Hi Liz, it's good to see you. Right now we're answering, how long does it take for the average quilter to finish a project? What are your ideas here? I see Margaret says 1 week, Tina says 3 months. Never, we always need to fix something. 2 years, 10 months, 3 months, 6 months, 3 months. Vicky, it would be just finishing a project. Yeah, just finishing it. Months, a month and a half, 6 months. It depends on the project and how much time I have. 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Okay, Roy quilts really fast. 2 weeks, Susan quilts really fast. Oh, I love this. 9 months. All right. This is amazing. So, yeah, the priority does matter on like whether it's a quilt that needs to be done, or like, has a deadline on it. So 3 months. So the answers kind of varied between like a month, a year. But in the study, what I found really funny was that most of the quilters jokingly actually wrote in on the survey sheet, forever. It takes forever because they're never done. So so that was really funny to me, because like, you're right. Like it really depends on the project, whether it's an easy one, whether it's a difficult one, whether it's an easy one that has like proven difficult no matter how hard you try, right? And yeah, most of them actually wrote in on the survey sheet forever, which that's hilarious. So now I'm gonna pick a random winner from the chat. I'm gonna think of a number between 1 and 100. Whoever is close enough is going to win a special prize. So go ahead and write your numbers in the chat, and I'm going to pick whoever is closest to my number. I should probably like write my number down so y'all don't think I cheat or something. Oh no, y'all are going really fast. Okay, so let's see. So my number is, can you see this? You probably can't even see that. Can I hold back here? It's 62. So I think Sharon Teft, I think you were the closest. I see a lot of 60s. Liz got 68, but I think Sharon got 63. So I'm going to declare Sharon the winner on that. So congratulations for picking a good number. You guys are awesome. You're so nice, and like stuck with me through the technical stuff in the beginning and all of that. I really appreciate that. So yes, congratulations. This has been a really fun time. So congratulations to the winners. I wrote down the names and stuff, but please make sure that you contact me after this live is over. You can email me, or you can go on my website, icstarsquilting.com, and hit the contact form if that's easier too. So, your energy during like the prizes and the question answer section and all of that, it means the world to me. You quilters are just amazing, and you just know that I love you with all of my heart, and I appreciate you and your creativity. You inspire me, and I would not be where I am today in my creativity without you. So before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to reflect on what today is about, which is connection with other quilters, creativity, and in a party style environment. Quilting isn't just a craft. To me, it's a way to express yourself, excuse me, to find joy in the process and to share something meaningful with others. And, that's really what the book is all about, and what the amazing quilting community represents in this world too. So, excuse me. So, if today has inspired you and you're looking for a way to stay connected with a supportive quilting community, I would love to invite you to join my Stitch Sister membership. There's several of them in this group here today, and it's an amazing group of women who we come together, we learn, we grow, we share quilting journeys and fun in just a very supportive environment. And, you know, you'll have access to like live calls. We do live calls once a week and then every third Saturday as well. So we get to do these live calls in a much smaller community. It's a private community. Ask questions, share projects. So many sweet friendships have been formed in this group. And if you don't have a group of quilters that are on fire to see what it is that you're creating and the wonderful things that your beautiful brain can come up with, you can join us. You can sit with us. It's so much more than just a membership. It is a family of creative, passionate women, and we support each other and inspire each other. And if you have enjoyed today and the fun that we've had, even with all the technical difficulties, I know that you will absolutely love being a part of the Stitch membership. So I believe I put a link down in the description box down below, but if you want to join the Stitch Sister membership or you want to look into it, you can go to stitch.academy/Stitch Sister, and you can also find a link to it across the top of my website. So if you sign up within the next 48 hours, I have a really special welcome bonus as a thank you for joining our community. And like I said, I think I put the link down in the description box for this video. Yeah, it's been such a fun time with you. And if you haven't already grabbed your copy of Quilt, Create, Thrive, I hope that this has encouraged you to get a little taste of that inspiration that I have poured into this book. The links are in the description box as well. If you want to order from Amazon, they ship super fast depending on what area you're in. Or if you would like to grab one of the autographed party packets that I have with the extra goodies in it, I still have a few of those left to send out. So those they're just more fun. All right. So I autographed the books. I added some bonuses in there, and then and they're really fun too. James, I'm so sorry. Men do quilt too. You're exactly right. And I love you for quilting. There are so many talented men out there that quilt, and I appreciate you joining me today. The group is for women quilters, but I know that there's a bunch of groups out there for men too. You just got to search for them. If you don't know of any groups out there for men, or if you don't have a community, James and any of the other men who are watching this right now, email me. I have some contacts, and I will certainly get you in touch with somebody who can put you with a online group of men that that quilt and have a good time. And God, they're all so talented. So I get it. I don't mean to single you out or leave you out. I promise. But before we say goodbye today, I want to tell you thank you for being here, for supporting me, for supporting my book, for making this celebration of the launch of my book one that I will absolutely never forget. So I'm gonna have to use my tea here because I don't have anything like fancy right now, but here's to creativity, connection, and a beautiful, bright quilting future. Thank you. Cheers. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you keep quilting, and I want you to remember that being a part of the quilting community, you are a part of something so amazing. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for sharing the beauty that you have inside you with the rest of the world. Thank you for making the world a beautiful place, because it needs it. It needs that love and that care that you have inside of you. And I cannot wait to see the wonderful things that you are going to create. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, please, because I have a video coming out tomorrow that has a fun project in it. It'll post tomorrow afternoon, and I post every single week here on YouTube. And I have the active community on YouTube as well. Also, if you need a little bit more hands-on contact, you can join the Stitch Sister Inner Circle, and we meet every single week on video call. So until then, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you for taking this time with me. I love you so much. Happy quilting. If I didn't get to answer your questions earlier, or if you have other questions for me, I'm going to hang out here for a little bit longer because I do want to respect your time. If you have other stuff to do, feel free to get busy on your quilting or whatever it is that you have to do, but you can keep writing in the chat. I'm going to stick around for like maybe another 5 minutes or so, or until the chat dies down. And yeah, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be cozying, and I'm going to enjoy hanging out with you guys. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you later. So, you guys are so nice. Yes. Tina, the party pack is down in the description. If you go down underneath the video and you hit the little down arrow, there should be like a gray box that pops up, and it has all of the links in it, and it'll take you to a spot on my website where you can buy the party pack, and I will ship it out to you. So I'm doing free shipping in the US. If you want to know like how much shipping would be outside of the US, I know we had a couple people outside of the US here. Make sure to email me first, and I'll tell you how much the shipping is, because I don't want you to pay like something crazy. But yeah, let me know where you're at, and I'll look up how much shipping is outside of the US. Thank you, Cindy, for saying that my party pack was so fun. I had the best time with that. I love, I mean, I bet you didn't know this about me, but like, I'm always down for a good time. If it sparkles, if it has something fun on it, like I'm always down for a good time, and I'm always down for a party. And I just believe that like moments in life should be celebrated. They should be fun. And why not, right? So yes, thank you. I'm really glad that you enjoyed the party pack. And there was one more, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember your name, but your box had not come yet. If you are still on this chat and you want to send me an email, I'll look up the tracking number and see if we can find it. Maybe it's just like it's stuck somewhere and it's on its way to you. Okay. Let's see. Whoops. Thank you. So Terry, she said, thank you, Kristen. I appreciate, thank you for all your hard work and for your inspiring personality. I love your channel. I appreciate you watching my channel. So Terry. Oh, everybody is, let's see. I heard today about putting extra batting in the fold of the binding. That's supposed to make it bulkier and the binding last longer. Have you this is what Diana asked, sorry. Have you ever heard or seen this before? By the way, y'all are welcome to weigh in on the chat if you're still sticking around and hanging around for some more questions here. Yeah, Diana asked about extra batting in the fold of the binding. I have not heard of that. It seems like it would create like an unevenness between like the quilt itself and the binding, but there's a couple different ways that you can do binding, and that's kind of like a topic among a lot of quilters is what's the best way to do binding? The best way to do binding is the one that makes the most sense to you, and you don't want to throw your quilt away while you're doing it. Okay, that's my opinion. All right, but binding is like the first part. Like if your quilt's going to wear and tear, the binding is going to be the first part that's going to go, because where do you grab when you want to pull the quilt up, right? You grab right on the edge of the binding, and the oils from like your hands and any lotion that you have on your hands or anything, that's where it's going to go, right? So when I do my binding, I normally do 3 inches fold it in half, and then sew it to the quilt to wrap it around the front. I have a tutorials on binding you can look up on my channels too, but that's how I do my binding. Now when I do that, that does create extra layers on the binding, right? So you could like so in some antique quilts you'll see binding that is only like one layer of fabric thick, so they cut like maybe 1.5 inches, sewed it by hand, and then flipped it around and sewed it by hand again. So that's only one layer of fabric. So adding 2 layers of fabric does add that extra strength to it, I guess. But maybe it would make it bulkier. It might be fun like texture for like a baby quilt or something, or like a toddler quilt or a play quilt. That might be fun to do. So I don't know, I would try it on like a mug rug or something, Diana, and see if you like it. If you don't like it, then you have your answer. But I wouldn't do it on like your like giant quilt that you have spent a year working on, or forever working on, as most quilters would say, and try and do it on that project. I'd test it out on a mug rug and see what you like. And if anybody else has anything to add to that, or any ideas, I think that go ahead, add them in there so that Diana can see them. Just like put Diana's name. Let's see, there was another question right here that I was going to get down to right after that one. So Terry asked, how did you choose your channel name? I bet you can't guess. I'm kind of obsessed with stars. I've always loved stars. I love astronomy. Whenever we go out into the country in Texas, I'm always like on, the app on your phone that shows you like where the constellations and where the planets are, right? I'm always on that app looking up at the sky, trying to figure out like the different constellations and stuff. I love stars, and I just kind of started like, I wanted something that would just kind of grow with me. And, stars make me happy. Quilting makes me happy. And, it's kind of catchy. So that's where it came from. So Amanda, I'm really glad that you ordered your book. Whether you order on Amazon or whether you order it on my website, hopefully it'll ship out very fast to you, and then you can get into it, because it's got some good stuff that I think you're really going to like. And I can kind of tell you're the right personality for this book too, because I don't hide anything. I keep it very real, because there's no point in me telling you that like, just order takeout once a month and you'll be quilting in no time, right? So I keep it very real. And for those of you who don't know, I have 2 kids. I started quilting when my kids were very, very little. My kids are not so little anymore. I have a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old. And, I've been quilting all through those 1.5 million stages that they've gone through in that time period. So yeah. I'm glad that, oh yay, the books are coming, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Diana said, my in-laws have been using a quilt on their bed every day for 15 plus years, and I have to do some first aid soon. I'm determined to use bias binding, but my guild members say to use straight binding. What's going to suit the quilt best? And you can weigh in on 500,000 people's opinions, and you're going to get 500,000 different opinions. So if it has like a curved edging to it, or it has like a, it might pull a little bit different because you've got like new fabric and old fabric, but do you want this quilt to last like 600 more years, or do you want it to just like last until the end of their time using it? I could see the reason for bias binding. The bias binding would be because it's going to stretch more, it's going to move more, and the older fabric on the quilt, which is like 15 plus years, which I'm guessing it's been like, it's been washed 100 times and all of that, then I would I'd have to think about that one. I have to think about that one, Diana. If you want to email me on that one or send me a picture of it or something, but I'm happy to help you figure it out. It just, there's a lot of reasons that go into that. So, yeah. Oh yes, she said it's a matter of effort. It's a straight quilt, but you want it to last another 15 years. So, yeah, it is. It's a matter of effort, and like what you want to do on it. Bias binding, honestly, drives me crazy because I feel like in some ways I'm stretching it too much, and in some spots it feels like it's a little bit bulky to me. So that's another thing that, like, if you had a old school quilting teacher who taught you how to do things and you learned how to do it that way, that's the way that you're going to feel most comfortable. I didn't really have an old school quilting teacher. I did a lot of YouTube searching. I did a lot of trial and error on my own stuff. I did have quilt teachers that taught me how to do things, but I did not necessarily have like a this is the way to do it teacher. So I had multiple teachers and multiple methods, and that gets overwhelming. So then I just picked my own method. But yeah, you do want it to last a long time. So oh, Tina, I see your question here. I don't ship to Canada. I can ship to Canada. It takes a while because I'm here in Texas, which I saw a couple other people were here in Texas too. I can ship to Canada. I need to see what the shipping rate would be. So the way that I have it right now, I can ship in the US for free, but I can see what the shipping rate is to Canada. So if you send me an email, I can look at that. Or it's on Amazon, and Amazon will send it to Canada. I believe they send it to Canada. They should send it to Canada. So yeah. And yeah, Amanda's in Texas. It's good to see some other like local people in here. So let's see. I'm trying to see if I missed any questions. If I missed your question or it got way up in the chat, let me know and type it out again or something. I'm happy to answer those questions. Hang out for a little bit more. Let's see. I think I got to everybody. So, I mean, you know, I'm an open book. I'm happy to answer any of your questions, and you know, I really enjoy these chats with you. As you can see, I'm not the most I'm tech savvy ish. Can we say that? I'm tech savvy ish. So I appreciate your patience earlier with me today. Hopefully I can cut that part of the video out. Yeah. So oh, here's another one. Diana asked, where do you learn good history of quilting? Gosh, if you want the whole history of quilting, there are books out there. Like, was it, there's the Quilting Bible, and there's, I mean, it's not like you can go from, like, what do we say, the ancient Egyptians to now in one novel, right? Maybe that's my next book. We can't go all the way from the ancient Egyptians until now in one novel, because so many different things happen in so many different parts of the world, quilt differently and learn differently. But you can focus on like sections of history. You know, there's like the Underground Railroad. Quilting was a huge impact in that timeline in the United States. It's fascinating to learn. You know, look for different quilting events in your area if you live somewhere where there is like museums and such, and see. When we took a family trip to Toronto last summer, I learned that there was a quilting exhibit at the museum in Toronto, and I actually emailed Karen Brown to see if she wanted to go to the quilting exhibit with me, and she did. So so we got to go see some really old, really cool quilts in that exhibit together. And you know, you just got to get curious, Diana, and see like what is it that you want to learn about? Do you want to learn about like how quilting affected history, or like, you know, the Great Depression, where you just used what you had and tried to make it pretty and to make you happy? You know, it wasn't like leftover scraps and shirts that didn't fit. It was beautiful quilts that had tons of artistry in them. So I don't know. I love all of that, and I am such an art history nerd that perhaps someday, if anybody's ever interested in it, I don't know if anybody would be interested in it, but I'd love to like get together like a class or something on it and teach some of that, because I find it really interesting. Also look up like the QuiltCon and Quilt Festival and any other quilt shows in your area. See if there's people that are lecturing on the history of it, you know. It's a little bit harder to find, but it is definitely interesting. So, yeah, exactly what I was saying, Diana. You know, like regions vary and cultures vary and fabric varies. You know, even like I have I've heard from people that are in like the UK that that watch some of my videos, and the fabric is very different over there. In Australia, the fabric is very different over there, and the quilts are very different. And it's fascinating to me that in the world that we live in, which is all, you know, online, and we can see all of these things, that things are still so vastly different. Even the techniques are vastly different, and the tastes and all of that change too. So yes. So Terry said, I was reading how the different blocks were a message to those who needed to flee. If you displayed a churn dash, it warned them of this and so forth. Yeah, if you want to learn some wild stuff of like quilters changing history, you could look into the Underground Railroad here in the US, because it's really neat. And then you can even study like the Amish way of quilting too. I would love someday to host a quilting retreat like up in Amish country. I think that would be really fascinating to learn. Which, speaking of retreats, if you want to come to one of my retreats, I still have some spots open for my retreat in April. Now, it is held at Stitch in Heaven, which is about 2 hours east of Dallas. It's in this little bitty town, but it is definitely worth it. It's the largest quilt store in Texas. So, Amanda, if you're still here, maybe take a look at my website, see if you want to come join me for a quilting retreat, because it would be really... it's a really fun time, and it's something that a lot of people get nervous about, because, you know, oh, am I good enough? Do I know what I want to work on at a quilting retreat? But really and truly, it's where memories are made. I mean, you will have the best time. There is no like levels of quilters when it comes to, at least not my retreats. I know that there are some retreats where it's very cliquey and you know, I want to say like social ranks, but you know, the equivalent of in terms of quilting. But no, we have parties and fun and giggle and laugh, and it's more like a sleepover where you get to quilt than it is like this hoity-toity, you know, fancy quilting retreat, and we have a great time. So okay, well, I am going to wrap this up because I feel my voice is dying for today, but I have had such a good time. Thank you for spending this time with me, and thank you for you know, for reading my little book here. I appreciate it, and I am forever grateful to you, and I love to see the things that you create. So if there's any questions you have on creating things in the future, or like patterns you want to try, or things that you're not quite confident in and you don't know where to look, I'm happy to answer those questions and happy to get those emails. So I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and sew something pretty today, okay? Enjoy yourselves. Have I don't know, do something crazy. Sew something new. I don't know how to encourage you at this point, but I hope that this call has been a bright spot in your day today. So, yes, I'm glad that y'all were able to catch the live too, and just know how much I appreciate you, and I look forward to hopefully meeting y'all at a event sometime in the near future. All right, so y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye.